Oh, hello. You caught me pretending to paint. All right, I am so excited about this episode today. I've been thinking about it all week and planning out this incredible painting, and I'm passionate about this. I care about it. And this painting will be an exercise in limitations. Let me show you why. We are using, probably, unless I change my mind, 5 colors. And with these 5 colors, we are going to create this snow landscape. And earlier this week, I was messing around and I created this cute little guy inspired by the sort of framing and design that goes into Japanese woodblock art. Now, lately I've been absolutely obsessed with Japanese woodblock prints because there's something about the framing and just the tenderness. There's such love, and I want to communicate that. So I've been studying a lot of Japanese woodblock prints, and I've created this simple design. Now let's get some of this paint on this palette here. We are using titanium white for obvious reasons. There's a lot of snow. We are using Prussian blue. It's a beautiful, beautiful blue. Very deep. See that? It looks almost black. Very, very dark blue. Then burnt umber is very important. It can mute colors and tone them down in value. And Prussian blue and burnt umber are used together many times to create black. Beautiful black. You don't need to buy black. Yellow ochre. It's a very common color in nature. And it's very useful. Adds a hint of yellow if you need that. And some of this green. Not too much. We don't need very much green today. And we'll probably use more white. We're probably going to use quite a bit of white. Now, normally with these paintings, I start with the sky. But today we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. We are going to start with these trees. So what I want to do is mix up a pretty dark color. Ooh. I want you to look at this. This Prussian blue came out of the tube a little bit oily. There's extra oil. I don't want that. I don't want my paints oily. For my technique, I like firm paints with not a lot of oil. So I'll get this right here, and I'll just kind of nudge this and kind of scoop up a little bit of that extra oil that's standing around. There. All right, let's mix up a beautiful kind of dark greenish color. So with that, we're going to use some Prussian blue, some burnt umber. We're going to make like a pretty much black color. Then we're going to add some green to it. Very, very dark right here. Then I want the smallest amount of paint thinner. I've been experimenting with this with darker values, and I really, really like it. Just a small amount, not too much. And this helps it kind of dry out a little bit. So you can put some lighter colors on top of it easier. So in just a few spots here, I want to darken up some of these trees. Not too much. Not too much. Now, something that makes Japanese woodblock art so unique is the composition. Now, traditionally with Japanese woodblock art, depth is not communicated with perspective. Instead, it's often communicated with these layers. So what we actually have is this guy. Then we've got these trees, and then back here we've got another layer, and then that one back here, there's going to be some blue trees here, and then a mountain, then a sky. Boom, 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 boom. And you get that kind of effect with a telephoto lens when you're taking photos. And I've always been attracted to that kind of framing. And I've really been experimenting with it lately more and more, and I just love it. So this sketch that I did earlier was really fun. First, I covered the entire canvas with a thin coat of burnt sienna mixed with odorless paint thinner. And then I created this sketch using that same burnt sienna color. Some of these areas with these trees, I just want to make a little bit darker. Now's a good time to do it. See, you want to apply the darker colors first, otherwise things get all mushy and they just, oil paints just kind of have a hard time, usually, when you try to apply too much dark paint over a lighter color. So I'm getting in these darker spots, and we're going to paint these trees. This one, these, maybe not these, but these, because they're going up to the sky. So I kind of want to get the trees where I want them, and then we'll paint the sky up to them. That'll be a lot of fun. Just darkening up some of these shadows with this color we mixed up. There's a lot of little areas here. Also, with our exercise of limitations, I am only using one brush today. And I think that brings a uniformity to a painting, such as this. And I really enjoy that kind of look. So the sky will have little marks in it, everything. We'll have the same kind of little marks with the same little brush. And it's a fun way to paint. Sometimes, in general, with creativity, limiting yourself can be exciting. It opens up possibilities, believe it or not, and can make the creative process even easier sometimes when you just limit yourself. I truly believe that. And I've done it many times over the years. The more limitations you place on yourself, it can be a lot of fun. Because a lot of times as creative people, we're just hung up with choices. Oh, do I do this? Do I do that? And things can get so complicated that at the start of a project, if you say, no, I'm going to just have these kind of rules. I'm going to use one brush. I'm going to use these 5 colors. It really limits you. Those limitations can be freeing. All right, some of these darker colors applied to these trees. And what I love about these trees is they're just pitiful little guys. They're not beautiful, perfect trees. They're not the perfect example of trees. And when I'm walking around in nature, I am drawn to these poor little trees that are crooked and just not quite right, you know? You can't judge a tree. You can't say, oh, that tree, you know, yeah, it's wrong. You know, it's nature. And some of these beautiful crooked trees can be the most beautiful, the most precious little guys. Really fill my heart with joy. Wonderful. Good, good, good. These darker colors are really going to help us out. I need to add some more through here. Let's do this. Now, this is going to be snow here on this tree. So there's going to be some very light areas and dark. And these dark areas are very important to make the snow look bright next to it. And that's the importance of value. When you're painting, it's really not about the color as much as the brightness or how dark a color is. That's the value. How bright or dark a color is. That's what's important here. All right, just a little bit of darker paint through here. Ooh, give this little guy some attention. Not too much. Just a little bit of love right through here. Kind of get that trunk established. There. These darker colors are very important. You got to do that with oil paints. It's not that difficult. If you remember, I need to do the dark colors first and then build up. It really will work better for you. And if you're not an oil painter, and if you're just watching for the heck of it, hey, welcome aboard. I love watching creative people work. Even if I don't understand what they're doing, it's just fun. It's a fun thing to do. All right. We'll probably add more of these dark colors in as we go. I'm going to grab a paper towel. Ooh, I want to add some more through here. Not too many, but some of these leaves need to be just a little bit darker in some places. Nice. Good, good, good. A little bit darker in some places. Just a little bit. Good, good. Man, I have loved painting lately. I've been filming a show every week, putting them online, and the response has just been tremendous. People are so loving and kind. They're saying, hey, this is great. Keep doing it. Keep it up. And it's been very motivating for me to keep doing this. And I do enjoy this. And that's why I started doing this. This wasn't a, hey, what does the internet want? What do people want to see? This is what do I want to do with my time? And talking and painting is what I absolutely love to do. So I'm doing that. It's important to do what you love to do. I talk about that a lot. Not what other people want you to do. You need to do what you want to do. I want to add a little bit more blue to this. Make it a little bit more blue. And now back here in the background, we can add some more dark spots to these trees. Good. Right through here. And right through here. Now, we don't need to paint individual little leaves here. It's all about communicating detail through, larger, bigger, more bold brush strokes. And that's the way I like to work. If you are the kind of artist who likes to get in there and do all the detail, please do that. Do that. That's important. Paint the way you want to. But hey, if you can't stand going in there with a magnifying glass and working for hours, that's okay. You can do paintings like this. People love these kind of paintings too, and they're so enjoyable to do. It's okay. You can be any kind of painter you want to be. That's the joy of painting. That's the, as Bob Ross would say, that's the exciting part about painting. It really is. All right. Some of these darker tones are just placed right on in. Okay. Now let's start building up some more detail with these trees. I want to add in the darker color for the shadows. So we're going to grab a little bit, you know what, let's use our knife for this. We're going to clean this area off just a touch. Put that over here. All right. Okay. We are going to use our knife for this. Grab a little bit of white. Put it right here. Now we'll grab a little bit of blue. Prussian blue. Beautiful blue. One of my favorite blues. A little bit more. And some burnt umber to make it a little bit darker, to knock down that blue. It's a little too saturated for me. But that's what you want out of the tube. You want your color to be saturated. You don't want to have to use too much of a color if you don't want to. Strong, high quality pigments are very important for me. If you don't have quality paints, you might not be satisfied with what you're doing. If you're just starting out, sure, buy whatever kind of paints you want. But high quality, thick oil paints are good for me. And I've discovered that. That's what I like. That's what I like. All right, with this shadow color, let's come up here and place in some of these shadows. So the sun's coming from this side. I want a lot of white snow over here, but we're going to place in the dark colors first. So kind of like this. Now, thinking about what the snow's doing, this little part here, the angle of your brush really matters. It really does. And you can communicate a lot of shape by just moving your brush in the proper way here. So there's some shadows here, like that. I love this when snow clumps up on the bottom of trees. It just looks so magical. Let's put some right through here. There. Kind of like that. Just placing in the basic shapes here. And so there are some other limitations that I've placed on myself here for this painting. I don't want to blend any colors. I'm not interested. Perhaps if the value is very similar in a given area, then I'll blend it. But not all over the place. I want to limit my blending. And that's okay if the canvas shows through between different layers of paint. That's okay. I like this underpainting to show through here and there. All right, let's continue. Let's put some shadow color here. Great. And some more up here. And there, just kind of thinking about each little angle, each little part. Okay, coming through here. Let's do this clump, just kind of like that. And there's a few areas, so I want to, there. And through here. Maybe the snow can come like that. Great. Okay. I love blue shadows. Any excuse I can have to get that shadow blue, I'll take it. I will take it. Thinking about the shapes of these areas. Oil painting does require some thought ahead of time to kind of do the layers correctly. You kind of have to know what you're going for first. So you kind of have to think backwards sometimes. It's kind of a fun mental exercise. All right. Some through here. And some right here. Great. And we can change our minds. I'll put some in a few spots here, and we might change it, and that's okay. We're just beginning. We're just starting out. It can be intimidating, though, beginning to paint, because you want it to turn out. Now, I want to talk about this for a while. Why is it intimidating? When a kid first draws, they don't even care. They just start drawing, right? They just start working. You give them a paper and they'll just create something without any thought. Because they're not worried yet, the little kids, about what people are going to think and, oh, is anyone going to like it? That's our ego getting in the way. And if there's one lesson you learned today, it's that in art, that ego doesn't have a place. You got to be open. Open. Hey. You can't be worrying about what people are going to think. And a lot of times, people think that confidence comes after success. That's not true. It comes before. And the success follows. And the person who experiences the success doesn't care. Because they just like to paint. They'll do it no matter what. So it's not about people thinking your art is great. It's about just working and having fun. And just like a little kid. Picasso said it took him his whole life to draw like a child again. And that's very true. I think painting mostly is a mental exercise of letting go. It's not hard. It's not like you're thinking and concentrating super hard. You kind of have to let go and trust. Trust the paints. Trust the process, as people say. All right. That's a lot of fun. Okay, let's now, just to see if it's going to work, I want to try to place in some of this white snow color. So we don't want pure white. We're going to take this snow, we're going to put it right here. We're going to add a little bit of yellow ochre. Don't want pure white. If you put pure white on your canvas, it's going to look like whiteout. Because titanium white is just so white. It's like whiter than any paint that you'd find anywhere. It's just, and that's just my opinion. But I just don't think that titanium white looks great by itself. But a little bit of yellow ochre, looks great. Here we go. All right, coming up here, we're just gonna use a lot of this. Now this white paint is very thick, which is great because, snow kind of is like that. So we're gonna place this on just each little area at a time with big strokes. We don't want to waste strokes. And between painting, some paint gets on my brush, the blue. So I wipe it off between strokes. You can do that. You can wipe it off. All right. Kind of like that. Don't want to come over this edge too much. Each little part here. Kind of thinking, oh, what would be happening here? Ooh, coming like that. There. Each little part. Now, lately, I've been just consumed with these ideas about noticing my thoughts. I know that might sound strange and boring, but lately, I've been living my life, and I've mentioned this before, but it's really become more and more part of my life as time goes on. Like, I know this is going to sound strange, but a scientist conducting an experiment. Living my life that way. Hey, Thomas just had a thought. That's interesting. Huh, Why did he have that thought? Not just jumping into the thought, but thinking, oh, that's interesting. I had that thought. Why did I have that thought? And I know that can be laborious and difficult. It probably sounds boring, but it's really led to a lot of happiness for me. A little bit of the shadow color. I'm going to place some in right through here, like that. And it's really changed my life the more I've done it. And it's just been great. Because I've realized that pretty much all the thoughts I have are just no good. You know, they're just no good. And that's okay. That's okay. For example, the other day I saw this giant truck drive by, huge lifted truck, and I got angry all of a sudden. And in the past, I'd say, oh, these people that ride around in these giant lifted trucks. And then I thought, whoa. Why am I thinking that way? Why am I judging this person? What the heck? What's this about? Hey, let them do what they want. Do you feel intimidated? Yeah, I do. I feel like they think they're better than me. That's all in my head. Those are make-believe thoughts. Those aren't real. I don't know this person. Maybe they're very nice. Why am I consumed with anger? The anger is okay. You don't need to try to get rid of your anger or your emotions. Every emotion is valid. Hey, you're feeling an emotion. Great. Are you taking it seriously? Are you owning it? Are you saying, this is my emotion and this is the way I feel? Or are you saying, wait a minute, maybe I'm feeling this way and I don't have to accept these thoughts as my own. I don't have to own it. Just let it go. Let it go. And the more we're aware of our thoughts, what we're thinking about, the easier it is to just let things go. Prioritize your personal peace over being right about something. Well, you said this first, and I'm upset about this for this reason. It's like, hey, no. Does talking that way make you happy? No, but that's not the point. So you don't care about being happy? You don't care about being peaceful? No, I want things to be fair. It's because our ego is hurt. Our ego is taking a hit, and it doesn't like it. And it fights back. It goes, I don't like this. Let's see here. I'm going to add a little bit more snow. This shadow color right through here. There. This is fun so far. It's really coming along. And when you first start a painting, you need to be patient. It's not going to be exactly what you want at the beginning. But as you move forward and keep working, you'll love it more and more. Just keep on working. You got to have patience when you first start out, you know? There's a lot to do here. It can feel overwhelming. But, hey, and that's another thing. Once you've painted a lot, once you've done hundreds of paintings, that pressure kind of goes away. You're like, it's fine. If it doesn't work out, then I'll just start another one. I've done so many. So if there's any key to painting, it's paint a lot. Paint so much that everyone's like, whoa, you're painting a lot. Yeah, I am. Painting a lot. Like a lot. Yeah. When you care about something, you do it a lot. You do what you care about. Sometimes, though, in our lives, we get down on ourselves. We hate ourselves for doing what we enjoy. It's like, hey, just accept yourself. Just do what you like. Doesn't matter if people make fun of you for it. Just do what you like. Doesn't matter if society thinks it's weird. If you like it and if it doesn't hurt anybody, do it. Do it. Don't feel bad. I felt bad for years about who I was. Didn't accept it. Well, I can't accept this. It's not okay. It's not okay to be lazy. It's not okay to feel these feelings. I shouldn't be this way. I can't accept myself this way. Hey, just accept yourself. Love yourself. Love yourself. Accept yourself. You're great. And like I've said before, you are nature. Nature doesn't make mistakes. People think they're a mistake. They think their life is a mistake. Some people throw away their lives because they think they're a big mistake. And if they're just misinformed, they didn't know. They're not a mistake. They're not a mistake. No one's a mistake. Nothing you do is a mistake. Nothing you do. You're just great. Okay. We're going to keep working here. I'm going to wash my hands really quick. And guess what? You don't need to love yourself. You don't even need to like yourself. You just need to accept yourself. That's very different. We're told you got to love this. You got to love people. You got to be nice to people. You got to love them. You don't need to love anyone. You can't force yourself to love somebody. You can accept something. That's easy. Letting go and accepting. But you don't need to force yourself to think a certain way, to change. Just accept. Fully accept. Radical self-acceptance. I've really loved that lately. Just thinking, you know what? I'm lazy. I'm not very smart. And instead of hating myself for it, I've accepted it. And as soon as I accepted it, my life started to improve. I started being more of the person that I wanted to be, just naturally. It just kind of started happening. Not the person I thought I would be. It just kind of happened. You just got to trust. Trust nature. It knows what it's doing. It really does. All right. Ooh, all these little parts of snow, and we can put more in these. Oh, I need some more blue. Some more Prussian. I've been missing that. You know what, too? Just the smallest amount, and I'm sorry. Taking it back here. Smallest amount of Cad Red, just for that little hint of pink. Just once in a while. We won't use it very much. Little bit of red. All right, I want to work in some more of these shadows through here. Let's see here. Right here. Just clumps of snow. Shadowy clumps of snow. There. Beautiful. Think about each little limb. What's going on? What's happening? How is it working here? And you can change your mind as you go. That's okay. That's okay. Ooh, I like that. Some thick snow. Kind of showing through right there. Good. Maybe a little bit there. And we'll add some whiter snow, some brighter snow in a bit. But I think that really gets us going here. Let's go ahead and add a little teeny bit, not too much, a little bit of green up top here, just to communicate just the smallest amount of green in these limbs. Not too much. Not too much. But a little bit here and there. There. There we go. All right. Let's add some more blue through here, just like it's resting on some of these branches. Wonderful. Now what I want to do for this tree, we'll probably do it on other ones, is add a little bit of titanium white to this blue here. Lighten it up a little bit. Not too much. Just a little bit. Now, with this lighter blue color on top of that darker blue color, we can add some more dimensionality to these shadows where the sun is hitting it. Check this out. Not too much. You know what? I want to brighten it up a little bit more. Now, with Japanese woodblock art, there's not a lot of colors. They can't do a lot of colors. They're kind of stuck. It's literally carving wood for every color. They have a different block for every single color, and they all have to line up perfectly, all based on an original master sketch. But they can't do that many colors. They're kind of limited. And so because of that limitation, it's beautiful, though. You really got to be careful with what colors you're picking. and where they go. So I want to mirror that. I want to honor that. I really do. I want to pay homage to that way of thinking, because I feel like it has a great sense of design. Really makes you think. There. Since I've been looking at a lot of Japanese woodblock prints, I've been seeing the world in a different way. I really have. It's made me really see the world in a whole new way. Noticing new things. And as an artist, you can change. You can get new influences. You can just follow whatever you want. You don't need to get stuck into a groove. You just do whatever you want. If it's exciting for you, do it. Do it. All right. I'm liking that. And now some over here. Adding some of these highlights. Just a little bit at a time. Nice. All right, we'll come back and visit this more, and we'll have a lot of fun there. Oh, isn't that just adorable? Isn't that fun? And we're just getting started. All right, let's do these distant trees here. I want to mix up a similar blue, a little bit darker, just a little bit more of this burnt umber. Right over here, a little bit more. All right, just a little bit darker. Let's place in some of the snow that's around these trees, and there's a lot of it. Little different areas here, and none of it is in the sun here. It's all in the shade. Just thinking about where it would rest, you know? Where would it go? What would happen here? Where would this paint live? On each branch, if the snow fell, what would happen? Well, you could have a big clump right there. Oh, and then underneath that we could have another one. Kind of something like that. Let's bring it around here like this, coming down towards us. These branches are coming towards us too. We can kind of just do that. And some back here on these limbs. Good. All right, right through here, I want to add more dark. Just really some of this dark blue right through here, just between these. Just little bits here and there, not too much. But let's darken up some of these areas. It's very dark. Very dark. Okay. And that canvas is showing through here and there. That's okay. That's okay. We don't have to cover the whole canvas. We can leave parts bare, just for fun. Just for funsies. You know what? I'm gonna just make this all dark down here. Good. And this painting won't look hyper-realistic, but it'll be a graphic representation of nature. And you can make a painting like this. It's not very hard. Do a mountain, you know, trees in front, a little bit of foreground. It's a very simple way of approaching a landscape. You don't need to take a photo and just paint a photo. You can gather a lot of different ideas in your mind. You can use elements of a photo, though. That's okay. Some artists do that. They take photos and they use that as a basis to kind of look at. That's okay. It's a reference that you're looking at. But it's never okay to copy another painting or another photo that somebody else took. That's not okay. But we can look at references. That's fine. There's no rules when it comes to art. If you have a beautiful painting at the end of the day, shoot, you're good. All right. You are good. I just want a little bit more through here. And some of this white snow right through here. Oh, good. Laying that in. Wonderful. Now I want a little bit of a lighter white color. I want a lot of this. And I'll add some yellow ochre, but not too much. We'll keep this brighter than the last one. This will be the highlight for that snow. The highlight for the snow. There. A little bit of blue to knock down that yellow. Not too much though. Ooh, goes a long way. Kind of ruined it. I'll use that for something else. That's okay. Put it over here. And that can happen. See that Prussian? Whew, it is strong. It'll eat up your whole world. So I'm going to take this white again. I'm going to add it to this. Just the white. What remains might even be enough. Ooh, there we go. I like that. Very, very good. Just the smallest amount of red. Just the smallest amount. Ooh, that's fun. That's fun. A little bit more red. Nice. Okay. Little highlights on our snow. And these will really pop. Oh, good. Really pop. Just following the angles of where this snow's going. The other influence that I've had, believe it or not, for this painting is Dr. Seuss. You know, his books, the way he portrays nature. I've been looking at that. You can find inspiration from anything. I study Van Gogh's paintings for so long. So long. Sometimes when I'm painting, I'll just stop and then look at some Van Gogh for an hour. I've got a lot of Van Gogh books. You can do that. Oh, Van Gogh inspires me like no other artist. Ooh, really inspires me like no one else. It wasn't that case years ago. I used to hate Van Gogh. I'd say, he can't paint realistically. He's not a real artist. No, Van Gogh's incredible. Love Van Gogh's work. All right. And now I want to blend these shadows just a little bit. Just a little bit here and there. Here and there. And there and here. Just a little bit. All right. All those different shapes. Very fun. All right. A little bit of this darker, a little bit of that green added to it. I want to add a little bit of darkness to some of these branches. Okay. All right. Great. What is this Prussian blue? Little marks, little strokes, but definitely paying attention to what's happening, you know? What's happening. Great. All right, let's work on this guy. And I want to lay in some yellow ochre, a little bit of this. Make it a little bit darker. Very good. And some red. And some more burnt umber. Oh, I'm glad I have this red. Ooh, that's good. That's good. I like this. It'll really contrast well with the rest of this. A little bit of green. Beautiful. All right, coming up here, just on the tops of some of these little groups, I want to put in some of this brown color. You know, this poor tree, it didn't survive the winter here. It's dead. The leaves are barely holding on. There's not much life left in it, and it's just gorgeous. Just pretty. Okay. Just here and there, not too much. Really define where some of these areas are. Give some life to them. There. Nice. I want to add a little bit more dark, this Prussian blue, some burnt umber. Just on some of these areas, like underneath. Beautiful. Okay. Ooh, I want some more of this dark color on the back side of this. It's dark. Gotta know where your sun's coming from. That's important. That's important. Very, very important. Okay. Nice. You know, I think we're good to move on to the sky. We are good to move on. So I'm going to clean off my palette. All right, so we're going to get this blue. We're definitely going to use all of these colors later. So put them to the side, just organize them a little bit. It's good to have a big palette. I have this glass palette that I really love. And it works for me, but there's a lot of different options. You can get paper palettes that you can reuse. You just rip it off and there's one underneath. It's very quick. I used to use those for a long time. But I like this glass. It cleans easiest, and I've really grown used to it. Let's mix up a pretty sky color. So, grabbing the rest of this white, let's put this blue into it. Ooh, that's pretty. That's very pretty. I'm liking this. Let's apply this at the base here and work our way up. We're going to go right up to these trees, but we're not going to overlap them. We want our sky color to stay very clean, so we don't want it to touch any other paint. We really don't. And I just love this idea, based on the Japanese woodblock prints, of the different colors kind of having their own little areas, separated, distinct. Very good. And the whole sky is just going to be these little marks, little teeny marks that just go right up to these trees. And we're just going around each little branch. It's funny, I've said before, I don't like to get up close. Well, I'm having to get up close for this. But this is great. All right. Ooh, beautiful. Let that just be like that. Okay. Ooh, I'm liking that. I don't want to go higher than that because I want it to be darker past that. So let's just place in the sky. And there's going to be no clouds. I love that. There's enough going on down here. I didn't need it. Design-wise, we did not need clouds. You don't want a painting to be too busy. Now, I know this is an extreme thing here to put this guy. I liked it. It probably breaks all the rules, but I liked it, so I chose to do it. It gave me a good, happy feeling when every which way, just a lot of random strokes on this sky, everywhere, coming around these trees. Good. And this side. Now, if you did the sky first and then tried to paint trees on top of it with this technique, it wouldn't work out. It wouldn't. It would get all mushy and you wouldn't get any dark colors. It wouldn't work out. And it's sad when you watch people work and you want to get into something, they make it look so easy. It's because they've made every mistake you can imagine. They've made all the mistakes. So if you want to get into something, hey, make those mistakes as fast as you can. And keep going. Don't let your ego get in the way. Just keep going because you love it, right? If you love something, just keep doing it. And that's the trick. Practice. Practice. Loving, caring practice. You know, when you love something, you care about it, you approach it in a wonderful way. We can do that with art. We can do that with anything we do. Everything we do should be approached like play. It's playtime, even if you hate it. I mean, what the heck? That's the only thing you can really control right now. How you feel about a situation. You can't always change the world. Maybe you hate your job. Maybe you just don't like a lot of things about your life. But if you just approach it with an attitude of acceptance and gratitude and love, things can really improve. I was deeply depressed for many years, struggled and struggled. And I remember sitting with a therapist one time, and I literally said to her, so what you're saying to me is I have to be delusional to be happy. I have to convince myself that this horrible, evil, wicked world full of death and decay is somehow beautiful and I should like it? She's like, yeah, you should like it. That's what she said. And I was like, that's crazy. I can't be crazy. I know that the world is messed up. I know that I'm messed up. How can I not hate myself and hate the world? Now, I don't see the world that way at all. This is how I see the world. We have a physical situation that's happening, right? You're in a room with friends and you're talking. And there's physical objects in the room. There's tables, there's chairs. And then we've got people. And the people have these emotions inside of them. And you don't know what other people are thinking, but you know what you're thinking. And that inner world, that emotional world of thought and emotion, that's inside of you. And I know this sounds kind of weird and this is kind of philosophical, but there really is no way to prove. There really is no way to prove that anything exists in the physical world. You can touch it, you can run experiments on it, but at the end of the day, is it a simulation? You don't know. And people have thought about this, philosophers, for hundreds of years. They've debated, you can't even prove if other people exist. You only know that you're alive or that you're looking around. That's all you know. So the big shift that happened in my mind was realizing that the way I felt about a situation, that's the reality that I should prioritize. Not the situation itself. How I feel about it is everything. That's the game. How I feel about it. Yeah, and you think, oh, I want to have success. I want to have money and success so I can feel like I have it all. Well, that's not going to work out. I mean, if you get all that, you're still going to be miserable because that doesn't do anything. It doesn't, maybe for a little bit. Oh, look at me. I'm so great. Oh, how great. My life's so wonderful. But eventually, you're either going to be crying on the side of the street with your bike or you can cry in your Corvette. Either way, you're going to be crying. It's probably a more delicate way to put that. But yeah, either way, after you have all that success, you're not really going to be happy from it. It's not the outer life that matters. It doesn't matter what you own. That's not going to make you happy. What matters is how you feel inside. So I decided I'm going to prioritize how I feel. Am I at peace? Have I accepted things? Or am I upset? I don't want to be upset. So lately, I've just been letting things go. And I've been so much happier. Hey, let them say that. I don't need to defend myself. I don't need to, well, you're wrong for this reason. Just let them think what they want to think. I'm happier that way. Lose battles, doesn't matter. Have people think you're dumb. Have people hate you, doesn't matter. You don't need to be getting into arguments with people. You don't need to be defending yourself and getting all angry about something because that's not nice. That doesn't make you feel good. You get all upset and hot and bothered. But you might be thinking, Thomas, how can I control that? I mean, what do you mean? How can I control the way that I feel about something? This is when it gets very interesting for me. You don't have to believe anything for this to work, but it is a good operational way to view the world. To see our thoughts as not us. We're not our thoughts. We're not our thoughts. Perceiving the thoughts. The thoughts aren't us. The thoughts come and go. That's not us. Have you ever had a weird thought like, I've been walking upstairs before and thought I could just jump right off? That's weird. That wasn't my thought. That just came to my mind. A lot of thoughts, people being scared of snakes and things, that's just in our biology. And most of our thoughts that we have, it's just in our biology. It's just a human thing. Humans feel certain ways. But the thoughts aren't us. We are that quiet presence that's observing the thoughts. And when I made that shift to realize that I wasn't thoughts, I was the something that's listening to the thoughts, that knows that the thoughts are there, everything changed. A separation occurred where I started noticing every little thought I had. Started thinking, oh, wait, that's funny. I had that thought. I had that thought. And that's the first step. How do I get rid of? You don't need to get rid of your thoughts. That's not possible. Thoughts are great. You just don't need to pick them up. You need to leave them there. You don't need to entertain those thoughts all the time. Not every thought is true, and not every thought needs to be entertained. You can just drop it. Some thoughts are fun though. You can pick them up, think about it. But yeah, I think we're addicted to thought. We really are. Our egos love thought. We're just consumed by thoughts all day long. We wake up and we start thinking. And we wonder why we're not happy. All right. Wonderful. I'm going to step back and look at this color and kind of think of where we're at. And then we'll keep moving up. All right, I'm very happy. I want to add some more of this titanium white, and more of this blue, and make a darker color. And a little bit of this burnt umber. There. And we can blend these together, these two colors, in the sky with these little marks. All right, let's test this. I want a little bit darker, a little bit more of this Prussian. A little bit more of that blue. Let's darken it up even more. Now, if the top of the sky is dark and the bottom is lighter, it will communicate depth. And it's just a simple idea. But things farther away from us get lighter. So atmospheric perspective is definitely used in Japanese art, but not perspective lines as much, not as often. It's usually communicated with these different planes, which is just wonderful. Okay. So going through here, we can start blending these blue colors with these little marks. It's fun sometimes to use a little brush on a sky. It's a fun sky. A lot of texture, a lot of variety. All right. I'm liking that blue color. I think it's really going to work. We just need to keep going along here, all the way up the sides of these trees, right up to them. Each little time we go up to it, we're defining a branch, a little area. There. So many different kinds of artists, so many different kinds of mediums. There's a lot of different art. And if you're interested in creating art, please, keep it up. Your art is valid. My art is valid. All of our art, it's all valid. Whatever you want to paint, the world needs to see it. Even if it's weird, even if you think it communicates weird ideas, do it. Don't be embarrassed to be who you are. Don't be embarrassed. But some people think, I don't know who I am. I don't know who I am. I don't know what I want. I don't know what I even want. And that can be hard to not know if you even want something. But do it. It's in the action. People think for years, I don't know if I want that. Just do it. Oh, I like that, or I don't. Do the action. Decide if you like it or not. That's all it is. Ooh, around this little guy here, oh, this will be fun. I had a lot of fun drawing this little branch. I want it to have a lot of little personality in this guy there. Fun, fun, fun. Right through here. This is just a celebration of nature. We're just really just loving it. The imperfections, all of it. And the imperfections of our hand, what we're doing. The imperfections make something beautiful. That's what makes it pretty. That's what makes it pretty, when you just like, you care in a way that you don't care what people think about it. You just care in the moment. And that's a good perspective to have in art. You don't care about what people are going to say about it. You don't think, oh, they're going to say this or that. Don't even think about that. It's none of your business what other people think of you or your art. It's none of your business. Stop it. You don't need to think about what other people are thinking. That's called delusional. I didn't know that for many years. Oh, I know they're thinking this. I know it. They looked at me a certain way. That's delusional. You don't know what people are thinking. You don't know where they're coming from. They're probably thinking the most random things that you wouldn't even know. And the things that you hate about your art, they might like. They might like. And the things you love about your art, they might not like. We don't know. But it's none of our business what other people are thinking about us. We don't know. And yes, it's a strange thought, but we don't even know if other people exist. You can't prove it. Oh, Thomas, you can talk to another person. Yeah, well, you don't know if they're an NPC. You don't know. You don't know. But let's be kind to everybody, just in case. Treat others the way you want to be treated. It's so simple. Just treat others with love and kindness and charity. I want to talk to you about a story that happened recently. This is a true story. Recently, the battery in my car went out. Tried to start the car. Didn't work. So I went to the car store to buy car stuff. And I took my battery. I parked in the parking lot right up front. And I took my battery out. And when I was taking it out, I grabbed the handle of the battery, but it kind of slipped. And so it kind of made a clunk noise. And I was upset. It was a hot day. This is the last thing I wanted for my situation. And when I was walking up to the store, this very nice looking man said, "Hey, buddy." And my ego doesn't like it when people call me buddy. Ooh. Hey, buddy. Need some help? Ooh. And that really hit me at the core. This man thinks that I'm like a 12-year-old. He assumes by the way I'm dressed and the way I look that I know nothing about cars. He's assuming all these, and I was assuming that he was thinking these things about me. It was all assumptions, all in my brain. And in a split second, I said, "No, hey, no, buddy, do you need help?" "No, I don't need help, buddy. Do you need help?" Because he was working on his car. And then I didn't even wait for him to respond. I just walked in all mad. And then I was waiting in line, and the guy came in and was standing in line behind me. And I couldn't turn around. I was thinking, oh, shoot. Oh. And then the whole time in line, I was upset. And I felt bad. I wanted to turn around and say, "Hey, that was rude of me. I shouldn't have snapped at you." It was too late. He wouldn't have understood. So that was the ego in me. That was that part of me that has all this pride. I want to be taken seriously. I want people to think that I'm a cool guy, that I can fix my own car. Look at that guy. He looks capable. And when someone calls me buddy, hey buddy, do you need help? You know, made me feel bad. If you're, you know, you might be able to relate to that. Someone calls you buddy. But I learned. I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. I was watching my thoughts that day, and immediately, what part of me was snapping back at him? Was it the kind, loving part that wants to be, you know, treat everyone with kindness and love, or was it the ego? And it was my ego. You know? All that pride and anger, wanting to get ahead in the world and be better than everyone else, and have everyone at my high school reunion tell me how great I am. You know, if you go to a high school reunion and you really want to make people feel good about themselves, just tell them everything bad happening in your life. They'll feel so good. They'll leave thinking, wow, at least I'm doing better than that guy. You don't need to make yourself look good for others. Make them feel good. I heard a story recently about the Prime Minister of England a long time ago. And a very dynamic, very, very charismatic person. And a woman sat next to him and some other people at a big party. And she talked to another man for a while. And she said, after I talked to this man, I knew that he was the smartest man in England. And then she spoke to this prime minister guy. And after speaking to him, she said, after speaking, I knew that I was the smartest woman in all of England. He made her feel smart by being kind and loving and just asking questions about her and wanting to get to know her instead of just bragging all about himself, making himself look cool. And I've noticed I've dropped little things, painting here, trying to make myself look cool. I shot a feature film recently. I'm a director of photography. I shoot movies and commercials and stuff. And I kind of dropped it. Oh, and I just did it there, trying to show off. Oh, come on, Thomas. You don't need to show off. We don't need to do that. All right. We're just filling in this sky here with blue. A lot of blue paint. And the colors are kind of blending together as they go down. All right, let's get some more white. Like I said, we're going to go through a lot of white. We're going to go through a lot of it. A lot of snow. All right, let's mix up more of this dark sky color. Some white. You know, I've never done a painting quite like this. This is kind of a new method in some ways. So I don't know if it's going to turn out. It might not. I might not be very happy with it, but that's okay. At least we've had fun today. But so far, I'm very happy with it. I think it's really cool. It's different than what I normally do, but it's cool. And going forward, I kind of want to think about this more often with my art. I want to think about big value areas and kind of simplify my approach. Hey, does that thing need to be there to get across this message? And try to have less things, you know, less busy art. I want to have something that's more simple. So I think that's what I've been enjoying lately. It's been a fun journey for me to kind of figure out what I really like, and it's always changing. My opinions are always changing, and that's okay. I think it was Socrates who said, all I know is that I know nothing. I know nothing. And when we walk into a situation and we know so much, we're blind. When we walk into a situation and we think we have it all figured out, we think, I'm going to teach this person a thing or two. Or this is what's going on. We don't see clearly when we do that. We walk into a situation with preconceived notions and ideas. All right. We don't need to do that. All right, I'm really liking this all the way around this tree. Coming down through here. We can put this paint through here. We got to be patient. Can't just use one big brush. Got to keep the style of this going with little marks. And that's important for me. I do like to have a cohesive style across the whole painting. Sometimes I don't achieve it as well as others, but I do like that. And when I'm done with a painting, I'll critique it. I'll think, what do I like, what do I not like? Sometimes, and I know this probably sounds conceited, but sometimes I'll finish a painting and I'll just look at it for an hour. I'll stand there looking at every mark and I'll think, man, I really enjoy this. There's parts here and there that I don't like, but I think this is good. And that first happened to me about a year ago. I had been painting for a long time, and the first time, a year ago, I thought, I like this. I really like this. But when I'm painting, I'm always confident. I'll always be full of it's not confidence. It's more of just an empty head. You're not good or bad. You're just painting. You're just a painter. You're not being compared to anyone else. You're just having fun painting. That's what should be going on in your head when you're painting. But when you're done, you can look at it and think, next time I'll improve this or I'll improve that. That's a good mindset to have. All right. Almost done covering this whole sky with this beautiful deep blue color. Just titanium white, burnt umber, Prussian blue. Keep it simple. Some of these orange spots are showing through and I like it. I like it. All right, just around this tree here. Getting right up close. And I like this orange around the trees. It makes everything just kind of stand out. Like it's cut out or something. I really enjoy that approach. All right. Good. Now, if you've never painted before, this alla prima method that I'm doing is it's quick. Hey, you got a free afternoon, you could do a whole painting in 8 hours. You could, but the paint stays wet for a long time. You can come back the next day and keep working. You wait more than a couple days though, and it's going to start drying. It's going to react differently, and you'll get used to that. You'll know when it's going to dry up. Some of these darker colors, they dry up faster. They'll dry in 6 hours sometimes, almost, where you can't really blend them anymore. But the lighter colors, and sometimes more of the extreme colors like reds and yellows and so forth, they take a while to dry. Definitely white. White can take. I go up to some paintings a month after they're done, and there's still some wet spots. So, and I live in Arizona, where paintings dry a little bit quicker because it's dry. All right. Fun sky. I'm going to step back and look at what we have. Art is pointless, and that's the point. It's surprising to me how seriously people take art sometimes. I mean, it really is pointless. It doesn't do anything for anybody. It doesn't feed you. You can make money painting, Thomas. Well, painting's not about the money, right? You can do anything. You can do a lot of other things to make more money if you're interested in money. They're decorations. Well, that's not really needed, is it? That's not something that keeps you alive. This is an excess. This is a celebration of life. Art is what happens when humans have spare time on their hands. Isn't it a beautiful thing? Every moment we have in front of the canvas should just be a celebration that as a human, we're not struggling for survival. We're not being chased by a bear or a lion. We're able to just sit quietly and paint. What a beautiful thing. So if you're ever stressing out when you paint, hey, it's a game. There's no point to this. You're not getting chased by a lion. It doesn't matter. It's all just pointless for our enjoyment. Just to, to just enjoy nature and to just have a good time. And then the art community makes it all important. It's not important. It's not. Nothing we do is, especially art. Let's not take ourselves so seriously when it comes to art. Let's just have some fun. Who's the greatest artist, in your opinion? Well, I think the greatest artist is this person. Oh, and that person. It's all a waste of time. Just paint. Just have some fun. So many times we talk about things instead of just doing it. You know, let's stop talking so much and thinking so much and just look. It's easy to think. It's a world we understand. But looking can be hard work. It really can. Just don't look away. Look for so long that you start seeing it in a new way. That's what painting is. Looking at nature for so intently, for so long. You know every little part of that tree when you're sketching it. I love that, going to a park. I'll sit there and sketch a tree, and by the end, I feel like I know that tree. It's my friend. Because I saw every little part of it, and I love it, and I just want to get to know it better. And so sketching something is a way for me to really kind of get to know something better. It's not about the sketch. It's about learning about that tree. And we don't do this enough today. We don't do it enough. Force yourself to sit and look for a long time. You'll love it. You'll love it. You'll think, man, why don't I do this more often? It'll fill you with so much joy. You won't even believe how joyous it is to sit and sketch something for hours. Every little part of it. Every little detail. I do, very detailed sketches. I don't like to paint detailed, but I get in there with my pens and I sketch a lot. And a very different style of art with my pen work. Sketching for a long time and sitting there, it is so enjoyable. So whether you're an artist or not, I really encourage you, sketch as much as you can. Sit around with a pen or a pencil. I prefer pen, but I don't know why, but sit around with a pen or a pencil and just have fun. Enjoy the world. Anything you want to sketch. Someone you love, something you love, your pet. Sketch it. Show it some love. Tell it you love it by looking at it. Really giving it your attention. We don't always have to be on our phones. And I'm speaking to myself here. Let's step away from technology more and be here, be present. Not in the world of ideas and concepts. Ooh, that's boring. That's not fun. All right. Painted around those areas a little bit more. And we'll continue to work here. Ooh, let's focus on this tree with more of this sky color right up to it. Right up to this dark color. Right up to it. There. I want to thin down the tree here a little bit. I think it got too thick in my sketch. So I'm going to, just change it a little bit. No pressure when you're sketching. You can always change it later. It doesn't have to be perfect to start. Don't overthink. Do. We need to do more. Let's think less and do more. That's what painting can teach us. Do it. Use your hand. You don't need to use your brain all the time. Just let it go. Trust your hand. And when I'm speaking like this, I'm not thinking. Some people can do it, some people can't. But, it's not like, what am I going to say to these folks? It's just talk. And kind of the same way as I paint. I don't really think about it. I'm just doing it. It's muscle memory. And so many times when I'm done painting, I don't know what I talked about. I have no idea. I don't know until I read the comments. I don't remember. Because it wasn't coming from me. It was just coming when my brain was turned off. I like that. I like to, and so I don't really take credit for my art. If anyone likes it, I'm like, sweet. Well, I just turned off my brain. It's just nature that made it, not me. It's not Thomas that made it. It's just nature. I don't sign my work. Never have. I don't like signatures on a painting. And that is a very strange thing. Don't follow my example there. Sign your work. But I don't like it. I'll sign the back with a pen or something, but I don't sign the painting. And I know that's a strange little opinion that I have, but it's my opinion. I don't enjoy signing. Feel like it's just distracting for me a little bit. Let me know your opinion. Do you sign your paintings? I want to know. I really want to hear more about how people are working, you know, what you like to do, what you like to paint. And hey, if you have a new painting or a new project you're working on and you want to send it my way, send it over. Send it over. I want to see your work. Okay. We'll continue working on parts, but I'm liking it more and more. I'm going to step back a little bit. Okay, now I have an idea. I want to take this white, and I want to just have white on my brush, nothing else. And I want to scrub it on. Just see what would happen if I dusted it. Just a dusting. I like that. Oh, not too much. Just a dusting. Scrubbing it in. It's kind of fun when some areas of the canvas are kind of bare and other ones are thick. It's kind of fun. So what I'm trying to do here is just have a bare canvas kind of feel on some of these ridges, because there's going to be some darker areas on the mountain and some lighter areas. I just want these to have a little dusting of snow. Kind of might add some other colors, we'll see. But here we go. Just some snow. Now, let's mix up a snow color. And we want to be fairly warm. We're going to add a little bit of the red. Work that in. A little bit of the yellow ochre. There. Okay. That's good. I like that. Not too bright. Not too bright. Because we can make other parts brighter later. We don't want to go full bright right now. All right, let's come up here and just big, confident strokes where we think snow would be falling on this mountain. Big, strong strokes. Something like that. Coming down like this. Kind of like that. It's fun to visit these areas, to go up here in the cold and go, oh, man, the snow's up here. And you just kind of transport yourself. You go up there and you see the snow. Oh, you just think, well, it's laying here like that. And it's almost like you're a giant with a big brush and you're just looking at it. You're going up to each little area thinking, oh, where would the snow be? What would be happening? Very delightful. All right. Ooh, some snow through here. Maybe coming like that. Ooh, definitely down. Let's go all the way to this tree. Kind of like this. All the way. Great. I'm liking this. I'm being careful because I only want to paint parts where the sun would be hitting. I need to paint shadows as well. So, sun's hitting here. There. And comes like that. And it goes down by this guy. I love it sometimes when the paint kind of breaks on the canvas. Kind of pulls like that. Some of those times you don't have to cover it up all the way and it just adds a lot of texture. But you want, when you're painting like this, you want some short strokes and you want some very long strokes. You want to vary it. You don't want to be the same all the time. You want to have it kind of be short and long. And just right up to this tree, you know. This tree is going to be mostly dark. We'll add a little bit of snow later, but we'll just go right up to it right now. That'll be fun. And around. Okay. So now the snow's hitting right here. Coming down this way. You know, I want to add some shadows now. That's really working. I'm happy. This is good. But we need a blue. Not too different from the sky color. Not too different. But let's add some more blue here. A little bit darker than the sky, maybe. I need some more burnt umber. Isn't this fun to paint? Again, it's a human activity that's reserved for the best of times. How lucky are we that we're alive now, and now there's people in the world who are suffering. There's war, there's turmoil, and it gets us all upset. And there always has been, and there always will be. People fight, and it's awful. And what can we do? Count ourselves lucky that we were able to paint? Feel blessed? I don't know. All right, I want to place in some of these darker shadows. So, through here, something like that. This whole area is going to be darker. Okay. Now, right through here. Okay. And along here, here and there and here. Excellent. Now, we'll come, let's put in more shadow here before I put in the light. Maybe that ridge is coming out that way. That makes sense. Good. Okay. Let's cover that in shadow. We'll have a little bit of light in there too. All right, this lighter snow color, gonna come in and kind of go like that. And I want to add some more of this blue snow right here. Let's add a little bit, scrubbing it right through here. I don't want. Nice. I like this scrubbing effect that this is doing. I'm enjoying this, so I'm going to just keep it up. Just trying to be different. Mixing things up and as I see them, as I enjoy them. Because if I like the way I'm painting, then it's all good. I want to change this. I want this to be like that. Some snow right through here, coming down here. There. Ooh, this will be fun to kind of get this. Okay, the direction of the land here is important. The direction that you move your brush is extremely important. If you learn that from me, that'll really be great. Now, if you really want to learn how to paint, go to galleries, go to museums. Look for hours at different paintings and study and think, how did they do that? And you'll be able to figure out just by looking at it sometimes. Especially impressionist art like this, you can figure it out. You can see how they did it. And that's exciting. So go visit a gallery. If you like art, see it in person. There's no substitute for the real thing. When you can see something in person, it feels so much better. You can really tell what they were going for. That's nice. Every little area of a painting is important, every little part. Every part. Gotta care about it. There. Fun. Okay, I want to add some lighter blue now. I'm going to just use the rest of the snow color and kind of mix it in. I really want to lighten this blue up. Now that we placed in that darker blue, this will be fun. Check this out. Now we can lighten it up, and this really shows direction. Really shows what's happening. You can kind of imagine the mountain comes down like this way, that way. Good. And this lighter color, let's bring it over here and come in like that. So again, darker colors, lighter colors, they all work together. They're all important. All right. Let's establish more shadows here and the back side of that. Not too much. Okay. Let's mix up some more of this snow color. Make it very bright, but not too bright. Yellow ochre, burnt umber. Ooh, it's too dark. You know what? I kind of like that color though. I'm going to use this right now. I just want to work it in some of these ridges. Not all over the place, but just here and there. There and here. Through here. There. Okay. More white. More white. A lot of white. Okay. Let's mix up some new snow color right here. Yellow ochre, not too much. You can always add more color, but it's difficult to take it away. Ooh, a little bit of red, a little bit of red, not too much. A little bit more. A little too much. Let's add more of this. Liking it. Different style, you know. This isn't a traditional style. I didn't learn it from anybody. This is mine. It's the way I like, because it's the way I like to paint. And that's the point here. That's why I don't want to teach you, oh, you need to do it this way. People want to be told what to do. Come on, guys. Figure it out. You'll figure it out better than me. Oh, somebody else is smarter at this. I should listen to them. Now, you know, there are some incredible techniques you can learn. If you want to do professional illustration and you want to draw like perfectly and sell your work for like illustration, you need to study. And you need to be doing the kind of work that's going to be paid for, because you're going to make money. And that's nice. Some people make money selling art. But in a pure, perfect environment where everything was great, which it's not, wouldn't it be nice if we could just do art just for fun? And I think more people who have regular jobs should do art for fun. Come on, guys. Do it for fun. You want to do it, just do it. You know you want to paint. A lot of people love painting. They love to look at them and go to museums, but then they never end up actually painting themselves. It's very sad. A lot of people don't actually paint. All right. Fun. Very interesting mountain. Very, very interesting. Let's mix up a new color here. I want kind of a pinkish yellow ochre. All right, let's come up here and place this color in here and there. We don't need too much. Just work it in. These are the bare parts of the mountain showing through. And I should have done this first, but I just got excited. You know. All right. Sometimes seeing how an artist makes it kind of takes away the magic, doesn't it? The more you learn, the less magic there is in the world. It's the way it is. The older you get, the less exciting things become because you're so used to your life. You have reality all figured out. You got it all figured out. You know what's around the bend. You can predict what's going to happen next. And your world gets smaller and smaller. Oh, I know this and that. I know a lot of it. I know very many things. Oh, you do? That's wonderful. That's great for you. Where did you learn these things? Oh, other people taught me. Oh. Have you ever thought about this? Like, we think people from like a long time ago, like 500 years ago, they're stupid. Oh, they thought the world was flat. What idiots. If you were around at that time, you'd be like them. So what makes you think that we're any closer to the truth in our time? You know, I mean, scientifically and stuff, we've discovered some incredible things, but like in terms of the way to live and how to have a happy life, there's so many people with all these opinions. And what I'm trying to say is, nobody knows what they're talking about, even me, especially me. Don't listen to anybody. Figure it out yourself. I'm making this kind of dark brown. I want to just incorporate this once in a while, not very much. Just kind of like that. And that. And a little bit of that. Not too much. Just a little bit. There. Wonderful. Kind of definition through here, and then kind of cut that off. Bring that down. I want to have some darker colors right through here. So we're going to just kind of lay this in. Got to do the sound effects, otherwise it doesn't work. You got to do the sound effects, folks. All right. Very interesting. I'm going to step back now. Take a look at what we're doing. You know, actually, no, I'm not going to yet. I just want to get rid of some of this line here between the sky and the end of the mountain. Okay. Let's blend just the smallest amount, not too much. I'm not even blending all the way. I'm letting that underpainting show through still. Just not very much. Got to be very limited here. This is a very precarious moment. Okay. One line at a time, then wipe your brush. Don't do too much. If you keep going, the colors will blend. You won't like it. Keep wiping your brush. Sometimes I have to wipe it after every single stroke. There. Great. Then we'll go back and add some texture back into the sky. Clean that up. Okay. All right, I'm really liking this. Let's keep laying in this snow. But first, I want to do a little bit more work to this tree. And let's add some of this shadowy blue color to it. It needs to be pretty dark. I think this color here is our shadow color, and I think that'll work. All right, let's come up here and just start placing in snow on these branches here. Just where would the snow go? On top of each one. There. Perfect. All right. And let's put some like that and coming down like that. And like that. That'll be fun. Okay. I want it to be pretty random. I don't want this to be too calculated here, because nature's random. The more random we are, the more natural it'll look. Let's celebrate that. Let's accept that. We don't need our trees to be perfect, for them to be beautiful. Good. And maybe make this bigger down here. There. And a few other marks on this other far side. Good. Let's bring some of these across so it doesn't look so one-dimensional. Cover that trunk up a little bit more. Good. And a few on this little guy. Not too much. There's not a lot of limbs on this guy. Poor little guy. Straggly man. Straggly little tree. Okay. Like that. There. And blend it a little bit later. We can do that. Let's add some of this bluer, shadowy color down here. Let's dull it down a little bit. There. Let's add some shadows in. Here and there, just scrub them in. They don't need to be too much. Scrub it in. Kind of like that. Oh, I'm liking that. Let's keep that going. Something like that. All right. Now with this lighter color, we start coming in and going around it, just thinking what the land's doing, what's happening here. It's okay if it mixes with a little bit of that blue, but we can wipe it off again, and that'll help vary the color. It's just a natural thing. I want a little bit more of this. There. That'll be better. Okay. A little bit more life to this white. Okay. All the way around, right up to this tree. And what I want to do is kind of go right up to it first, and then we'll do more marks. Right up to it. Big, long, confident strokes like that. There's no messing up. You can't. You can always fix something. The only messing up you can do is in your head if you're not thinking right. But the painting, you can always fix it and make it the way you want. Roll with the punches. Take what you've done and make it work. Don't say, oh, I didn't like that. If you're just constantly going, I didn't like that, just embrace it and make it work for you. That's how art should be. And again, turning off your mind really helps. If you just don't have any thoughts beyond what you're doing. But you're not thinking about, once you've painted enough, you're not thinking about how to mix the color or anything. I have to say those things on here, but that just happens, You don't have to think about mixing the color. Once in a while, you step back and think, what should I do? But then you go back and you go into it. And that's what's fun about painting. To go into the painting. Another world, just like Mary Poppins, just kind of pop into the picture. Live there for a little while, hang out. Walk up the mountain, kind of think about what it's doing. What direction is it going? Oh, look, see, there's a bump right there. I don't know why. There just is. It goes this way, all the way up to this tree. Ooh, let's go right up to it. Ooh, got a little bit of that blue on there. Don't like that. Got to go right up to it. Right up to the tree. Good. Wonderful. Just fall in love with a style of painting, with a way of painting. Fall in love with if you for years hate your art, it's not the way, you should love your art. Do it the way you want it so when you look at it, you're happy. And if you're not happy, figure out a way. But a lot of times it aligns with the way you like to paint. And like I've said, there's some people that want to get in there with a magnifying glass, and that's wonderful. And the most incredible art is made that way. But Van Gogh, he didn't get in there. He just kind of did it, standing back, and did it quickly. Van Gogh would, do a painting in 4 hours, 5 hours, sometimes 8, sometimes 10. Sometimes he'd come back the next day, but sometimes it was just really quick. And that came across. And it was a joyous thing. You could tell, ooh, he loves what he's doing. He loves it more than anything. And if you truly love what you're doing, that will come across. And if you don't love what you're doing, then you're doing the wrong thing. Find the thing that you love, because you'll do it better than anyone else. You think, oh, I'm not good at anything. Find the unique thing that you're good at. You're better at something that you truly love than anyone in the world. I really think that's true. Everyone has something special to offer. And so many of us, too many of us, hold it back because we're afraid. We're afraid of what people will say. They'll judge our art. They'll say, oh, it's not very good, sorry. Oh, hurt our feelings. Those feelings that we have, all spring out of story. Story, narrative. And humans love a narrative. We love a good story. We always have. And we love making up stories about our lives. We love it. And then we keep this running narrative of who we are, what we've done, what our worth is, what our value is in the world, to society, what we think we're worth. We carry it with us. We carry a story everywhere we go. I'm this kind of person, and this is my past, and I'm this way, and this is my kind of ideology, and my political leanings, and so forth, and my mom was kind of mean to me, and my family split up, and things kind of sucked for a while, and that's my life story. No, we don't need to think that way. We don't need to build this narrative. Oh, and I'm not good at this because somebody said something one time, and that's a story, and it's not true. Every story that you ever hear is from someone's mind. It's just a story, a narrative. And everything that you perceive will have a narrative to it. This is my opinion. If you're thinking, hey, Thomas, I don't agree with you, that's great. I don't need you to agree with me. This is what I think. But I think that, we care about what people think, and then we build narratives about who we are and what we're capable of, and pack full of oh yeah, that's a fun story that my life had. But don't take it seriously. It's just a story. It's your interpretation of your life. You're not the most reliable person to have opinions about your life. You're too close to the situation. Way too close. About most very about anything, any situation, or we should be very cautious to assume that we're right so quickly. Just judgment. Let's not rush to judgment all the time. We do that. We rush to judgment, thinking that we understand.
how someone else thinks or how they should live. And the road to hell is paved with good intentions. And I think that's true. And when I mean hell, I mean horrible world. A horrible world full of sorrow. Good intentions. People who wanted to fix things. People, do-gooders, trying to make the world a better place. Cause a lot of problems. They really do. Beware of the do-gooders, right? They can cause a lot of problems because they have all the good intention in the world, and so they think they're justified in doing the most horrible things. Some of the most horrible things in all of the world have been conducted by people with great intentions. And in your life, if you live long enough, you'll realize, oh, this decision that I thought was so great turned out to be a bad decision. Oops. But at the time, I thought it was a good decision. Well, it wasn't. It ended up ruining your life. You thought it was a good decision at the time, but it wasn't. Putting on some snow on these distant trees, not too much, just a little bit, just to give a little bit of personality. We don't need a lot of attention back here. They're far away. They don't care. All right. Let's do these blue trees here. I really want it to be a darker blue, though, but not too saturated, and I need a little bit of room. I've just been so messy today. I have not cared. Taking up all the room. Sometimes I'm just so lazy, and that's fine. That's fine. All right. Let's mix up a blue color. Let's have this and just start here. Good. Let's add some of this. More blue. Ooh, I like that. All right, let's take this blue color and go up here, and there's these distant trees, and we're just going to do lines for all of them, all the way down, and we can't touch the white. If we do, it will absolutely ruin what we're trying to do. Ruin it. Nope, no touching that white. There. All right up to that. Good. Representational, not necessarily realistic. However, when you step back, I want there to be a little echo of reality. I want you to say, oh, that is how it feels to stand and see the snow. I do want that. That is very important for me. If that doesn't come across, then I think I've failed here. Well, I haven't failed because I've enjoyed it. But I do want you to think, oh, wow, that kind of looks like a snowy environment. You know, that's how it feels. Not necessarily how it looks like in a photo, but how it feels. That's what I want to get across. More of a feeling than anything else. Because that's all we are. We're feelings. And that's really, I think about this a lot. How humans, we just have so many emotions and feelings. They spring out, and we wonder where they come from. Oh, where'd that emotion come from? So many times in my life, I've made a big decision. Not even knowing why. Just, oh. And that's okay. We don't need to know every reason. But, ooh, all one color. That's fun. Just all through there. Maybe we'll add more in a minute. Good. Hey, isn't this great? I haven't even done anything on this trunk yet. Let's do that. You know, I love how the underpainting is kind of serving as the color of this tree. So I don't want to ruin that, but I do want to add a little highlight to it, just for fun. Right now, because I'm thinking about it, some white and yellow ochre. Ooh, a little bit more yellow ochre. This is going to be fun. Let's add a little highlight right here on this tree. Ooh, let's add some red, a little pinky. A little bit pinky. Ooh, I like that. Okay, if this isn't bright enough, we'll add a lighter color, but, oh good. It's exactly what I want. And I don't want to do too much work here. I want you to come in close and be like, wow, that's quite a few strokes. That's conveying that idea. Good. That's what I want. Few strokes. Very few. Okay, a little bit lighter now, just part of it. Let's brighten it up.
want to add some pink to it. I'll make it a little bit lighter. I really enjoy this. Okay, here we go. This is precious, not too much. Right there. There. And some here. And some here. Little marks. Good. And then coming down here, I want a little bit more of this red. Not too much though. But more of that red color. Actually, I like this brown. I want that. Ooh, yeah, yeah, and some red. There we go. Okay. Okay. More of this red. Mix it in with this a little bit. Brighten it up. More of that red. Just give a little love to right or through here. Okay. Hey, I'm really enjoying this. Let's work on this little guy. He needs some dark spots. Just mix up a dark color here and place that in. He needs to feel like he's not totally exposed out here. He's got some limbs down here. All right, let's start working on this wonderful snow that's going to be in the front of the painting. That'll be very fun. Good. All right, let's work on this snow. I want to mix up a good snow color. So we'll get white, snow shadow. Let's try this. Mix that in with it a little bit, not too much. A little bit more blue. Ooh. Okay, coming up here, let's place in big, confident strokes. I want this dark blue to go right up to this, so I'm just going to do this. Right up to it. Great. Okay. So this snow color, snow shadow color, keep laying it in. And it's the dark version. We'll go a little bit lighter later. Lighter later. Okay. Like that. Wonderful. My children, I watch them draw. They're so innocent. They approach it in such an innocent manner without any desire for a certain outcome. And it's just delightful to see them draw and be so imaginative. And I know that as they get older, they could, and I hope they don't, but they could lose that wonderful imagination. A lot of people go through that. You have to lose it and appreciate how you lost it to get it back again and to care. All right, I want to think about this, where the land is going. Kind of, but yeah, I love seeing my kids draw, and it's just amazing. I love artwork from kids and how open they are, and they're unashamed, you know, to just draw whatever they want. There, like that. All right, a little bit more right here. All the way up to this tree. Okay. Alrighty. Now let's place in some more. Oops. Let's add that in. some of that dark color. All of it. A little bit of a lighter version. We don't want to add this too much, just here and there. We want to just kind of give the indication that there's some separation, not too much. Smallest amount here. Really go overboard with this. It's very subtle. Good. Good, good, good. Very subtle. As I glob on the paint. But it's more of a mindset than anything when you're painting. It'll come through. It always does. I see art that's impressionistic and I just feel something. I know what the artist is going for. I catch it. Like, ooh, I got that. I got that. And I hope people can see this and really kind of see what I was going for. All right. Something like that. Great. And a little bit of this darker color, just a little bit more. I want to kind of make this ridge kind of stand out. Again, just kind of like that. Good. All right, let's add some white snow right through here. And I really want this to be white enough. Don't want it to mix with the blue. Be very careful. Gotta be very careful for the paint to mix. Oh, got a little bit of blue there. Gotta wipe it off. You don't want that. Wipe it off. Okay, comes down. Oh, a little bit of blue. And you can mix your colors knowing how they'll kind of blend a little bit. You can mix them to kind of make up for it. And if you just work with the paint, don't try to force it to do what you want. Just work with it. It really works out. There. Now between these two, I'm just going to do one strong line, blending them ever so slightly. Not too much. Angular lines. I don't know why. Just because snow's soft, let's counterbalance that. Angular, just sharp, kind of coming that way. Geometric shapes. Ooh, a little bit of fog at the bottom of these. Okay. All right, I cleaned off my palette and we are just gonna keep working. I'm gonna make some white snow right here and a snow color, snow shadow color on the other side. So let's just get some more of this yellow ochre, not too much. There. Nice warm color. Ooh, I like that. Okay, so let's bring that up here and keep laying in some of the snow. We'll put in brighter snow later. I like that it's warm, warmer colors up close. Let's put this back here. That ridge. The direction of the brush matters. It's going up a little bit, right there. But you can do it any way you want. Imagine it any way you want. That's what we can do. Okay. Right on over. No attempt to be precious with this. No attempt to do it right. Just doing the way we want to. Ooh, let's get some through here. Really make that stand out. Okay. Okay, and now impression. Gotta have impression. Okay. Let's add some of this blue to some white over here.
Man, touch a tube of paint and you get paint on your fingers. Crazy, crazy. All right. A little bit of this. There. Tone that down a bit. A little bit more. I want blue, but not too blue. A little bit darker. Okay, coming up here. All right, good. That'll work. Let's come right through here. And thinking about, I think the snow would fall off of this guy, so I want there to be a little mounds around it. Even though it's just one color, we can kind of move it from side to side. Not touching the white, but right up to it. There's a big glob of white right here, and I like that, but I want to keep it. Okay. So this blue shadow comes right through here. You can do this. Paint a painting like this. You can imagine a snowy scene and paint a couple trees and some snowy shadows. Send it my way. I want to see your work. Or you paint whatever you want, but if you want to paint this, I want to see it. That'd be fun. Something like this. Do your own spin on it. That'd be fun to see. All right, just placing this in, kind of filling up this whole area, but that part I just really want to have the strokes coming down. There. And then straight over here. All the way to the edge. Fun. Okay. Let's do all the way down here. I want to just dull it down just a little bit more. All right. Teeny bit more. Okay. Let's come all the way to this corner. Really a lot of paint. I remember when I painted acrylics, I had to do so many layers, build it up, layers, and some people do that with oil paint, and that's great too. But I didn't like that. I kind of wanted to just have more of an immediate kind of experience. So I do like working on a painting for 4 to 6 hours, and these shows are condensed. I step back and I look and I make a plan of what to do next, etc. It takes time for me to kind of think through that on a level when I'm stepping back and seeing the whole thing. So a painting like this could take me 6 and I really enjoy that. And I've done multiple paintings in a day, but I don't like to work on one for months. And some people are like that. They say, hey, I worked on this for hundreds of hours. That's wonderful. That's great. Remember though, a painting isn't worth anything. Even if you sell it, it's not worth anything. It's just an object. Objects are vapid. They come and go. They don't last forever. They come and go. Even the Mona Lisa. In a million years, no one will care. It'll be dust. It'll be gone. Even the Mona Lisa. Oh, this is fun. There's a bunch of trees over here, and they're casting shadows, but the angle of the shadows kind of says where the land's going. That's the only thing we've got, and that's kind of fun. Like, hey, it's going down like that. Okay. I want to make a lighter shadow color. Sort of just Put some. Ooh, I like that. I want some of this lighter color back here. Just kind of can really show where the land is going. With this lighter color. And then we can have a much darker blue. And we can kind of take this and outline certain areas to kind of make them stand out with angles. There. A little bit darker. Great. Okay, I want it kind of like that. Thinking about design, thinking about balance, all those good things. Hey, take an art class if you haven't. You can learn about a lot of good things, art history and so forth. I've only taken a couple, but I loved those art classes. I sure loved them. You can learn a lot. Ooh, I like this kind of angular feel. Very fun. Okay, let's kind of think about the base of this tree. I've been nervous about it, so I've been holding off. I want some really dark areas, dark as they get, sort of through here. And then at the base here, let's have this lighter snow continue to there. Then let's get a darker shadow color, kind of place it at the base of this tree. Sort of mounds of snow. There. Pretty. Now we can take this bright snow color and come through here and make kind of an area where it's lighter. I love the back and forth of the light. I've done this before in some paintings and it's just so fun. I'm just doing it more and more. It's just so enjoyable for me to do. I just can't get enough of it. Ooh, blending this just a little bit. Ooh. There. Angles. Okay. Even some darker colors right through here. I don't know. Okay. And now let's continue with this bright snow color. Fill this in. Fill all this in. There. Very good. Like I've said before, and I'll say it almost every episode, you are nature, and nature is perfect. You don't need to improve. You're perfect just the way you are. The world doesn't need you to improve. Okay? Just be yourself. Love yourself. Be happy. I don't love that word happiness. I think it's overused. But hey, find joy, find love, you know, celebrate it, cherish it. And if you're going to work every day and you hate your job and you hate the circumstances that you're in, you can change that. But as of right now, what you can do, and this is what I try to do, is if I have an activity that I don't like, I treat it like play. Just turn it into play. Just turn it into playtime. Don't take it seriously. Pretend like it's someone else's story. How funny that all these horrible things happen to this character. When you're watching a movie, just make what? Hey, I couldn't have made this up. What an incredible story. And if we can separate ourselves from our story and stop considering it ours, if we don't have to own our story. Just you are what you're doing. You're driving in a car, you're a driver. You're painting, you're a painter. Doing the dishes, you're a dishwasher. Just love each thing and be that. When you were a kid, it was that way. You'd go visit the fire station, you'd come home and be like, Mom, I'm a firefighter. You know? Just let it consume you. Be there. Love it. Love it. Whatever you're doing, show care and love. Don't think about the outcome. Don't think about what it can do for you monetarily. Traveled the There's an emptiness. And after all of that, and I'm old enough to finally know. I didn't know that in my early 20s. I hadn't had enough fun. But now I know. Now I know. Those things don't make you happy. Nothing will make you happy. Nothing. Nothing will satisfy you until you decide that you're satisfied. And you say, I can't be satisfied. My life's not the way I want it to be. I had all these plans. I had all these things that I wanted to accomplish. Don't worry about it. Embrace reality. We don't go to a group of gorillas in the jungle and say, hey guys, we got to get this productivity up. You guys are sitting around. This is absolutely ridiculous. You know, you guys, you're lazy. What are you doing? Sitting there eating a leaf? Goodness gracious, get back to work. We're so hard on ourselves. We work too hard. We try to accomplish too much. It's a joke. It's a problem. Money, money, money. Why do you do this? For the money. Oh, nice. Okay. Great. Okay. And if you need to work to eat, ooh, that's a different thing. But if you're doing the corporate America thing, you know, where you don't even need to be working that hard, unless you love it. But if you're not happy with your life, you can change it. You can change your circumstance. Okay, I want some of this lighter shadow color, and I just want to make some little fun little marks, like the snow is just hanging out. There. And with this lighter color, we can come in and give some more definition to some of these areas and kind of imply where the land is going. Not too much. Not too much. Ooh, right against this darker line, let's add some lighter snow. Sun's hitting it a little bit more. Some variety. Nice. Some of this lighter color just through here, we can just place that in. Some of the snow color, I just want to bring this out more there. Darker color, kind of outline things a bit, kind of reshape them. good. These trees behind it, I'm going to make them a little bit darker so they show up. I'm going to add some Prussian, some burnt umber. There. Especially at the base here. Nice. Adds a little bit more interest to these far trees. Great. Yeah, I gotta say, this is just one of my favorite paintings. And gonna really enjoy bringing it home and putting it on the wall and thinking about it. And it'll be very fun. Well, folks, with that, we have a finished painting, and I will see you